I am literally about to blow your mind and break the myth that is living rent free in your mind that your body is a problem. I had a massive realization about my own relationship with my body a couple of weeks ago, and it has changed the way that I see myself completely. I want you to think back to a time in your life where you had a photo taken of yourself, or maybe you took the photo on your own. And when you looked at that photo in your camera roll, you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, I look fat, I look gross, I look disgusting. I do not like the way that I look at all. And then some time passed, maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple of months, maybe a couple of years. And you look back at that photo and you think, oh my gosh, I don't look fat, ugly, gross, or disgusting. I actually look quite good. This right here is evidence that you were wrong about your body. And here's what I want you to hear. If you were wrong about your body, then isn't it quite possible that you are also wrong about your body now? And you're not now fat, gross, or disgusting either. Your mind is just playing tricks on you. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 realizations that I have had about my own body that have changed the way that I see it so that I can feel more peace, more happiness, and more contentment in the skin that I am living in. And I want the same for you because life is just too short for you to spend it at war with yourself and your body. Let's dive in. Realization number one that I had about my body is that my unhappiness kept shape shifting. And here's an example that I'll share with you. I worked really, really hard to make peace with the loose skin that I had on my stomach. I then moved forward and had a tummy tuck, and I really like the results that I got. Dr. Joseph Michaels is absolutely amazing, incredible results, and I'm so pleased with them. But shortly after I had my tummy tuck, I started looking at other problem areas on my body. I started looking at my butt. I started looking at my arms. I started looking at my thighs. I started looking at my back fat. What I realized is that if my brain is in the habit of looking for reasons to be unhappy with my body, then no matter how much my body changes, I am still going to look for reasons to be unhappy with my body. And it's important for you to realize this for yourself. You are looking for problems and flaws, and that is not going to change just because your body changes. You are going to find a way to be unhappy with your body if that is what you are committed to doing. But on the flip side of that, you can also, if you choose to commit to it, find reasons to be happy and grateful for the skin that you are living in. I am certain that there are things about yourself, your face, your hair, your body, your nails, your style. There are things about yourself that you can and probably do find quite beautiful. But if you're not focused on those things, then they are not going to be the things that you see. So just be very aware that your unhappiness with your body will continue to shape shift until you put a stop to it. The second realization that I had is that I believed happiness was just X amount of pounds away. I kept convincing myself that I would finally be happy with my life and with my body when I just lost a few more pounds. I want to ask you a genuine question. Has there ever been a time in your life where you were just content with the number on the scale or content with your body, where you didn't have this lingering thought in the back of your mind that weight loss was something that you wanted? I know for me, there have been very few times in my life where I have felt that way. I have constantly told myself that life will be better when I'm smaller. But the thing is, even when I was smaller, life wasn't better or happier because I was still telling myself that I needed to lose more weight. When I reached my lowest adult weight was in 2017, right before I got married. And I got down to 150 pounds, which meant that I had lost 130 pounds. I was the tiniest that I had ever been. I remember being at the airport and seeing my friend and her partner for the first time in a very long time. And he said to me, Jessica, you're so thin. Like, please stop losing weight after this. First of all, my body was none of his business, so he should have kept his comments to himself. But my response to him was, oh no, when I get back home, I want to lose about 15 more pounds. It didn't matter how small I got. I just just kept telling myself that I needed to lose more weight to feel the way that I wanted to feel in my life. So be very aware of the fact that you might be attached to and addicted to this idea that you need to be smaller to be happier. But even when you get smaller, you're still living with the belief that you need to be smaller to be happier. When will enough ever be enough? Don't you think that you deserve to live at least some portion of your life content with the body that you are living in? I do. The third realization that I had that completely changed my relationship with my body was that I had learned to view myself through a lens of criticism. I grew up being told that I would be so pretty if I just lost 50 pounds. I grew up being told that I was pretty for a big girl. I grew up being told that I needed to lose weight. I grew up being told that my body was a problem. And so I therefore started to look at myself and my body through a lens of criticism because that was how the world saw me. Even when the world delivered me a compliment, "You're so pretty," it was followed by some kind of dig and attack of "for a big girl." So I learned to criticize my body constantly. Nobody taught me to big myself up, hype myself up, or compliment myself. The world around me only taught me to criticize my body because it was deemed as a problem by the people outside of me. So, of course, if I believe that everyone in the world around me thinks my body is a problem, I should then also think my body is a problem. And again, it didn't matter how much weight I lost, the criticism still existed. Even when I fixed a part of my body with plastic surgery, it still wasn't good enough. I started scanning and looking for other problems with my body that could potentially be fixed by surgery. There are things that right now I would like to get done, but I won't because I know I will just find another flaw or another issue that needs to be quote unquote fixed. And I deserve to be at peace with the skin that I'm living in and the body that carries me through life, even if it's imperfect. And so do you. But you need to start viewing yourself and your body and your life in general through a lens of optimism and encouragement and empowerment. Because how are you ever going to live the happy life that you want if you're constantly looking at everything through a lens of criticism? The fourth realization that I had was that I do not need to love my body in order to stop hating my body. I talk about all or nothing thinking a lot and how so often we get caught up in these two ends of the spectrum. Both are very extreme. We think that if we currently hate our bodies and we want to love our bodies, we think that feeling love is the only option. But the reality is, there are a lot of other options between hating your body and loving your body. And where I recommend you try and work to getting to is not the extreme of loving your body and looking in the mirror with this fake positivity and saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm amazing, I'm perfect, I'm beautiful." You can try that if you'd like. But so often it's really hard to go from a negative and limiting belief to a belief that's really positive and encouraging. So, what I recommend you try and do is find neutral ground. Rather than obsessing over the way that your body looks and what you think is wrong with it or what you think needs to be perfect or fixed about it, could you learn to focus on appreciating and respecting the skin that you live in, looking at your body and saying, "Wow, thank you so much for everything that you do for me. Thank you for letting me breathe through the night without having to think about it. Thank you for getting me out of bed every day. Thank you for allowing me to hug the people that I love so much. Thank you for allowing me to have a mouth that can talk and communicate with the people that I care about. Thank you for allowing me to have ears that can hear the voices of the people that I love in my life. Thank you for giving me a brain that can think on its own. Thank you for giving me a heart that can feel." If you can start to look at your body for what it gives you beyond just the way that it looks, you can start to get to this neutral and accepting place where it doesn't feel like you need to be at war with the body that you are living in. You do not have to get to a place where you look in the mirror and you love everything about your body in order to stop hating it and punishing it. Haven't you put your body through enough? Have you not put your body through enough over the course of the years? Don't you think it's time to make peace where you offer your body love and kindness and compassion and respect and genuine care. That is what you deserve. That is what your body deserves. You do not need to hate your body for the rest of your life. And I know that learning to love it feels a million miles away when you look in the mirror and you just feel absolute disgust with yourself. But like we talked about in the very beginning of this video, if your brain lied to you about your body once upon a time, isn't it also possible that your brain is lying to you about your body now and it's actually not nearly as bad as you are making it out to be? And you can work to get to this place of neutrality where you appreciate your body and you respect it for what it does so you can finally stop hating the skin that you live in. And the fifth and final realization that I had about my body that changed the way that I viewed my body forever was I allowed my body to stop me from fully living for far too long. I want you to think about how many things you haven't done in your life because of your body. How many vacations where you didn't wear the outfits that you wanted to wear. How many times you didn't go on dates with potential partners because you were worried about your body not being good enough. How many times you turned the lights off or kept your clothes on during sex and you missed out on intimacy with someone that you really love or care about because you felt like you might be judged for the size of your body. How many times you didn't get in the pool or go on the beach with your kids in the bathing suit that you wanted to wear because of the size of your body. How many rides you didn't get on at carnivals celebrating with your kids because of the size of your body. How many opportunities you potentially didn't ask for or go after because you thought that there was something wrong with your body. Your body has been holding you back from living the life that you want for far too long. And my love, it is time for that to come to an end. You are beautiful and amazing. I was having a conversation with a client recently, and she said to me how challenging it is for her to be in photos and videos at events at work because all of the women there are thin and so beautiful. And one thing that I said to her that I wish we would all start doing is stop equating thinness to beauty. Thin women are beautiful, but not thin women are beautiful as well. I have never been thin a day in my life, and I think that I'm a very beautiful woman, and I get compliments from people all of the time about how beautiful I am. It has nothing to do with me being thin. You can be incredible and intelligent and kind and compassionate and smart and beautiful and gorgeous and sexy and confident without being thin. The world has tried to convince us that thin is what is beautiful. And unfortunately, we cannot change the world around us. The only person that we are capable of changing in this life is ourselves. And I think that in time, if we each choose to individually dismantle this belief that thinness is what makes a woman beautiful, then maybe we can change the world around us and help the women around us see that we can be beautiful at any size. You do not need to be small to be thin. And your obsession with being small has led you to hating your body for your whole entire life, not accepting the skin that you're living in, not going after the things that you want. And it's time for that to come to an end. If there's anyone who knows what it feels like to live your life at war with your body, it's me. I have spent so many years of my life hating my body, looking in the mirror and not feeling good enough. I have finally reached a place in my life where I realize I get to be beautiful and happy and confident in myself. And one of the things that has held me back from doing that is constantly comparing myself to the women around me. How often are you looking at women who are half your size, half your age, who don't have any of the life experience that you have and thinking, that's a beautiful body. That's a dream body. I wish I could have that body. You have to stop wishing to have other women's bodies and you have to start focusing on making your body the best that it possibly can be. But also, you don't deserve to only love your body when it's at its best. That's like saying you're only going to love your children when they're best behaved. You love your kids all of the time. You appreciate your kids all of the time. You're grateful for your kids all of the time, even when they piss you off. Can't you learn to love and appreciate and respect your body and care for your body all of the time, not just when it's at its best? The war with your body has been going on for long enough. So I want you today to make a commitment to finding a way to feel more neutral about the skin that you are living in. And eventually you will get to a place where you can look in the mirror and decide that I love my body. I appreciate my body. I respect my body. But that starts with you deciding that you're no longer going to hate your body. Your perspective and the way that you feel in some capacity is your choice. If you want to feel differently, you have to start thinking differently. And so I remind you that your body never has been and never will be a problem in your life. You get to decide the way that you view the skin that you live in. You get to decide the way that you view your body. And remember, your mind has tricked you once. It's probably tricking you again. I want to thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. Your love and support here means the absolute world to me. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. If you're listening on one of the podcast feeds, you can leave a rating and review. Your engagement with the show helps so much in connecting these episodes to the women who really need them. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you have the best day of your whole entire life. And I will talk to you next week here on a brand new episode of the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. See you guys.